to a brand new channel dedicated to the English Premier League predictions. My name is Greg and we'll be bringing you predictions of every game of the 2022-23 season. There will be weekly videos with guests in which we will discuss that game week's fixtures and the news. We will do our best to predict each game and that will happen over a course of the 38 weeks. There will also be weekly results and an overall guest league table. We will starting off this channel with a good old-fashioned debate here at the Royal Oak Pub in New Malden. It's an absolutely cracking pub. I'll put their details in the description below. Today I'm joined by 6 fans from 6 different clubs who also happen to be good friends of mine. So there will be no holding back when it comes to individual opinions. We'll be discussing the season ahead, and in the end we will agree on hopefully the finishing top 7 and the bottom 3. There is a lot to discuss, so let's get on with the show and introduce the fans I've invited along today. Let's start with the fans on my right.
Hello, I'm Mikey and I support Liverpool.
Hello, I'm Luke and I support Wolves.
Hello, I'm Joe and I support Chelsea.
Hi, I'm Ali and I support Liverpool.
Hello, I'm Scott and I support Brentford.
Hello, I'm Freeman and I support Fulham.
Right, now that's everyone introduced, let's talk about the teams that these guys support. So starting with Mikey, how do we think Liverpool are going to do this season?
Well, it's going to be first or second at the end of the day, I think.
Why you got any doubt, mate?
Well, because City is so good. I mean, obviously coming a point off the title last season, we've got to be pushing for a title again. Can't accept any less than that, really. Be disappointed if we didn't even finish second, like third or fourth, and now really the team we've got to be pushing for the league title every year. So first or second.
Yeah. What about you, Luke? Where do you think Wolves will be doing this season?
Europe
again, do you think? Or?
No, we're not going to be top 7. It's going to be a respectable 9th.
You think you're going mid-table?
Yeah, no, Kevin sort of get injured 2 years ago from Arsenal. Sort of he was off form last year. He's injured to start the season. Other strikers, Silva, we've let him go out on loan. Petroni's out on loan. Huang isn't great. And we've not bought any other strikers. So effectively,
definitely not relegation, but definitely not Europe.
Definitely top half, like 9th or 10th.
Anyone else think Wolves? Where do you think mid-table?
No, I think he's spot on with that.
I think he's spot on with that, yeah.
I mean, I think Bruno Lage has done a better job than a lot of people expected.
Yeah,
it's good manager.
Replacing Spirito Santo.
Yeah, and then Sarr coming in sort of as our new keeper last year after Patricio,
Yeah.
sort of like, and the best sort of defensive record in terms of goals predicted against.
Yeah, when we played Wolves, like being Liverpool, it was a game that I didn't look forward to because I know going to Wolves is going to be a tough team, tough place to go.
Yeah.
So you think to yourself, like, you know, you're probably going to get a draw, might need to go at the best, which we did, but you know.
Got a couple.
We're a class team.
That's it.
Right, Joe, what about Chelsea? What do you think this year?
Yeah, I think
Challenging or
I
top
wish. No, it's going to be a top 4 this season. I think it'll be a similar situation to last season. I think it will be between us, Spurs, and Arsenal for those 2 positions. I think we made some decent signings, very good signings. In fact, Sterling, I think, will be brilliant.
Yeah, Sterling's a bit. Just don't know.
No,
Just don't know really.
I don't know why Sterling, you know, he still sort of was pretty good for City last year. Why he's gone from being, you know, at a club where you can win titles, you know, to Chelsea.
But he wants to play games. He wants to be the main man, and he wants to be at a club that will be competing for trophies. And I think.
Wait, sorry, so why has he gone to Chelsea?
So where do you think more Chelsea? I'm talking about where you think they'll end up.
I think we'll be
Top 4.
I think, yeah, we'll be. I think we'll be top 4.
I think a lot of Chelsea fans are worrying for no reason. Like, you've lost Rudiger, you've lost Christensen, but you've replaced him with Koulibaly.
Fantastic.
Sterling is an upgrade on Lukaku if you look at it that way. I mean, a lot of Chelsea players are so fixated on having this number 9 out-and-out striker, but so many teams nowadays don't have an out-and-out striker.
See one last year, that single striker.
Exactly. So
Well, we can all say, like, we've seen the number 9 role be redeveloped by a very key player for Liverpool, and I think we need to all start thinking about that more.
Well, you look at our current top forward line. Havertz, he can play that role. I think we're going to be sharing out the goals. There's not going to be like one person that's going to take it, like what we hope maybe Lukaku would have done last season. That's clearly failed.
I think it's going to be you guys challenging with Arsenal, Spurs, and
yeah. I think it'll be one of us 3 for those
Yeah.
spots. I think we'll come
Arsenal
third.
won't be there.
I don't think so.
Arsenal.
They've had a really good pre-season.
Jesus
Very
is a
good
fantastic one. Zinchenko, you look at their
Yeah, never know.
Odegaard and him becoming
I
captain
think
now, having that
Jesus has
responsibility.
been a great signing for you boys.
Who's that, sorry?
Jesus, huge
Oh
signing.
yeah. I think you know, if we had him and Sterling, I think that would have been tremendous. But I think we're probably due just one more top class centre back. If we had that, I think you know, we'd be closer to challenging for you guys. But I think we'll be the third best team, but we'll be quite far away from Liverpool and City.
Alright.
Well, we saw that last year, like 20 points clear. Like, that's all you got to remember.
But they were so close up until Christmas.
Yeah.
And then they dropped off.
Yeah.
So we'll see, definitely.
Do you want to reiterate anything Mikey said with Liverpool? You think it'd be close? Do you think we'll win it?
Well, the thing is, when we won the league not that long ago, the previous season we were just 1 point off. Like, we keep doing it, we're definitely there.
Do you think we'll win it again this year?
Got to. Have to.
Yeah.
I need to see it.
We need to. We need that parade in the city.
But yeah, we're owed an actual winners celebration in the city.
The last two times that you lost the league by 1 point, you've been playing Wolves on the final day of the season.
I know.
Yeah.
We've been here. We didn't really make much.
Luckily this year you don't have us in the last game, so you might be able to do it.
Yeah, I think like the last 3 years
So
ago,
might win it
last
this year,
game,
that's
so
it,
it might be a
that's
change.
Right, Chizzy, Brentford, what do you think of Brentford this year?
Obviously, second season in the Premier League, so we've got the obvious cloud above our heads.
Second season syndrome.
Exactly. So, I mean, I like to think I've got faith in the squad. We've made some very under the radar signings, which is more or less what we do. We basically sign players that we know have potential, and then we grow them, and then we sell them on for a profit. But I think generally, I think we've got a good chance this year. The fact that we've kept Ivan Toney up top, he's a major goal threat for us. The fact that, and it's not just his goal scoring as well. It's the hold up play. You know, he can bring other players into it as well. So
what do you think? Bottom half?
I think we'll definitely be bottom half.
Where were Brentford last year? 11th, 12th?
13th.
13th.
They'll be lower than that this
You
season.
think?
Unfortunately,
Do you think they'll be alright then? Or?
No, I think they might be battling out.
To be quite honest, I'll be happy if we finish fourth bottom and don't go down.
Yeah.
So
That's
we
what you
just
need.
want to solidify ourselves in the Prem
Yeah.
and just make ourselves an established club, and then we can look to build from that. So
You'll be in that pack that sort of Crystal Palace are usually in, sort of just above the relegation zone,
Yeah.
like 14th or 16th.
Palace, Southampton, Everton.
exactly.
Alright, Freeman.
Should we get on to the
Yeah, what do you
Joe
think?
Club?
What do you think of Fulham? Back in the Premier League?
Honestly, mate, if we stay up, that's it. Just stay up. We made good
Survival.
signings. Have we got? I'm not sure if we got Leno over the line yet. I think
That would be good.
we got personal
Yeah.
terms, but I don't think it's been all agreed.
So you just think safety?
Safety.
So you
I
think
feel sorry, if we
17th?
do get Leno, I feel sorry for Rodak because he's a class keeper. But obviously, you two are welcome for Carvalho.
I mean, the problem you made before.
Yeah, all of them. I mean, we nurture all this talent, and then all the big clubs come.
Mate, you look at
Pick them
Southampton,
all.
they're still doing well, and we've
Yeah,
been taking
to
their
be
players
fair.
for years. So
To be fair, but
Yeah, I think
honestly,
it's survival.
I don't want to be known as a yo-yo club anymore.
What about Mitrovic? Do you think he'll get the goals that he's done in the championship? In the
No,
Premier League?
I've said to you before,
No.
he's an incredible championship striker, but
Not good enough for the
he's
Prem.
not good enough for the Prem.
He'll get-
He's very good, but you look at the speed of fullbacks, centre backs, everything nowadays. He's not got it. If you put two men on him, it's game
where do you
over.
think your goals coming from then?
Yeah, that's the thing I'm worried about.
Penalties.
Yeah. I think we got Paulinho, he's a CDM. Apparently he's world class. I haven't heard much of him, but from what I've seen watching highlights, he's looking pretty good. I think we need a couple of decent centre backs. We've got a new right back. Apparently he's pretty spot on.
Yeah, that
So-
You're going to have to
Yeah,
rely on
but-
your home form, I think, a lot.
Really much. Which
I mean,
With the new stand as well.
Are you
Yeah.
are you confident of having Tim Ream at the back?
No. I'm not. That's the thing. A couple of centre backs, and I generally think they're all right. Left backs, we've got a lot of options. I love Joe Bryan.
You've got
Sorry,
Robinson.
mate. But
You got Robinson
Alright.
as well. Then,
yeah,
as well.
Robinson. But yeah, just survival. Simply just survival.
Alright, well let's move on to new signings. So Mikey, we're going to come back to you.
Yeah.
Liverpool signings, you happy with them? Is there anyone else you might have got or covered everything, do you think?
It's a hard one because obviously losing Mane, I think he still hasn't really sunk in yet.
They're cheap as well.
Yeah, well, yeah, he's in the
1
last
year of his contract, really, and
How
he's
old is he?
31.
31.
Yeah.
But the fact he's so underrated, he doesn't get the respect that he deserves because I think he lived in Salah's shadow quite a bit.
Yeah.
he's definitely moved out of that. Like he's gone completely away to get out of that and prove himself.
Definitely. I think there's probably a bit of. I think maybe equal win to Salah's getting a new contract, and perhaps they would have matched the wages for him, something like that. But
yeah, it's sad to see him go for sure.
Nunes coming in to replace him. Hopefully it works out well. He looks amazing yesterday.
Oh,
in the Community Shield.
Nunes, Luis Diaz, like it's not just the last signings of the summer season.
I wonder if Luis Diaz was a Mane replacement in January and knew he'd be leaving in the summer. Because he seems to literally be the same mould, but obviously still going to the Mane League because he's world class. In terms of Fabio Carvalho, I haven't seen much of him, but from what I have seen of him, he looks. Every time he gets the ball, he's so positive. He just looks to drive with it. He's creative. He can score goals. So, although you might not see much of him this season, I think we'll probably in years to come, him and Elliott look amazing together. And was it a right back, Calvin Ramsey again?
Yeah, because he's injured, so
it's probably about the future that.
Yeah, I would like another midfielder. I do worry that our midfield's getting older. Thiago, Henderson, Fabinho,
Milner,
similar age.
Ox
is now injured.
Yeah.
So we've got, although we've got numbers in there, a lot of them are like, well, I say a lot. Obviously, you've got Carvalho and Elliott and Jones who are quite young still. You haven't got.
It'll be nice to see this season those guys coming through, playing a bit more games, getting the time in the Prem.
What do you think about Origi and Minamino going?
Minamino, that was sad. I thought this season he was starting to prove himself, get that talent, but we've got some money out of it. And I mean, you got look at the cup form last year. It was fantastic. Like we got 2 of the trophies, and Champions League.
Who's top goal scorer? You saying?
And Minamino, top goal scorer. I know you fancied him like staying, but.
Yeah.
I know
Premier didn't start a game then, did he?
No, I think he got 1 or 2 games, and I know guys were saying the Japanese national team weren't liking it, but it was guy in the Prem who wasn't in the first team.
So what about Origi then? Top legend has gone.
It is, but
it's not a huge loss in terms of.
He was the super sub, and I think every team needs that. But, he comes on, teams don't really know how to play against him, and he knows what he needs to do. He knows when he comes on, he's got to make it count.
He steps up to the stage.
Exactly, and that's it. You saw him when he started games, he didn't always look too sure. As soon as you put him in, you need to score this game, you need to win. 2 minutes of him coming on, he could score a goal. Yeah. And I can't think of many players we had recently that like that.
He will be best, certainly. We'll see how he gets on at Milan, isn't it?
I hope he does well.
So, Luke, let's talk about Wolves signings. Ins and outs.
What signings?
Happy with them? There's not been many I've not seen.
No, we got rid of I think 3 of our defenders, including Size, who've been with us for 6 years.
Oh yeah.
We lost Trincao, who we had on loan from Barcelona, because we'd given him Traore. He then got injured and he's come back, but he's not really fit into Lager's plan. You've also, as I said, got rid of Silva out on loan.
Good one for the future.
Everyone's been saying that. It's almost supposed to sign at 40 million. We could sort of hit a bundle of a banjo, as they say.
So no one's come in then?
We've got 1 signing in, Nathan Collins, Burnley, 21 million.
Yeah, he's quite young still.
He's got potential.
Yeah, he's got Premier League experience.
But with him and sort of being injured as well now, and us getting rid of one of our strikers, we've got no one up top.
Do you think there's money problems?
Nah, not at all.
So it's just a case of getting players to.
Waiting to get the right players, I'd say. So we've still got
so it's still a couple of weeks to go.
Yeah, we weren't next with a lot of people, as every club always is. So we've lost some to Fulham, like Paulina.
Right, Joe, what about Chelsea?
I think it's been decent.
Got Sterling, who else?
Sterling, Koulibaly, who I think is an
that's
exceptional player.
Yeah, that's probably one of the best
I think
in the league
definitely,
in terms of signings.
Definitely. Outgoings, there's still talks that maybe Azpilicueta might be going across to Barcelona. So I think that is an area where we still need a little bit of extra recruitment. I would like to get, as we said, another top quality defender in to replace Christensen.
Are you sad with anyone that's gone?
Yeah, really good. He was very good. He was a bit of a cult legend. He's always got stuck in you know, was one of the leaders. You know, so he was.
Who's got it? Rudiger, Christensen.
Yeah.
Is that it? Anyone?
Lukaku
Lukaku's gone back
is-
in. Are
is-
you happy with that?
He wasn't really there,
Well,
was he?
you know what? I'm sad it didn't work out because you thought it was a banker. To be fair.
I just don't understand why you buy £100 million player and then you don't play to his strengths. Like, you're playing him in a system that obviously did not work for him.
Do you know what it
so-
was? I think during the Roman Abramovich era, I think we coaches perhaps maybe had less of a say in terms of the types of signings they wanted to bring in, and so that might have had an element to it, whether it was actually a Tuchel signing and whether he would really want to have him in the squad. And if you look at the way he wants to play, it worked a lot better when we had Havertz playing that role, and so it'll be interesting to see how the front three, because I can see it in the main. You know, it's probably going to be something like Mount, Havertz, and Sterling as our front three.
How much did you sell Lukaku for?
Well,
It was a loan, isn't it?
It's
It's a
a
loan,
loan, but with fees, I think we're making a massive loss. Basically, I think it's probably 20 million or something we're getting back, which we sold him.
Nothing.
Yeah, it's nothing.
Now we feel bad about losing money for 50, right?
But the thing is though, that was all part of the old regime. We've got a new owners coming through now. I like the signings we got. I just would like to have, if possible, another forward. That would be great. Brojo looks like he's probably staying. So
I've got
I'd like to
that
see
one,
how he
yeah.
did well with Southampton. Gallagher looks a player when he was at.
He's basically a new signing this season.
Exactly. And then, as you say, Koulibaly looks exceptional, and he's probably perhaps, well, at least on par with Rudiger in terms of quality, perhaps even.
And just to touch on Sterling, he's been getting a lot of criticism, really. Like people saying, "Oh, Chelsea signed him, like rate him."
He should be fantastic.
Provided he's a Liverpool fan, I rate
He's
him.
always been a bit.
I've always rated him. He performed for England. Like look at last Euros, he literally got England to the final.
Performed for City last year. Didn't play as many games, but look at the amount of goals.
He'll start.
He'll get goals.
It will sort of. I mean, it's just about we're looking in a little bit more of the City model of last season, sharing out the goals. So hopefully, you know, we don't have that out and out number 9, and I don't think we're going to get that. But I think if we can share the goals between us, we'll be all right. I think we'll be the third best team in the league.
Oh, I think. Chizzy?
Yeah, quite.
Brentford signings?
Quite impressed, really. It's been quite a busy window, which is unlike us, really. We usually go for 1 or 2, but I'd say probably one of the biggest ones for us is probably bringing in the experienced centre back Ben Mee. So as a free agent from Burnley. We have a couple of injury concerns beginning of the season with some centre halves to Ayer and Pinnock. So for him to come in and be able to just partner up with Pontus at the back, I think it'll be a bit bring a bit of a stability to us at the back, which is really it's really going to help us with this second season in the Prem. Also.
Got that new striker, Lewis Potter.
Yeah, you got Lewis Potter coming in from Hull. Record transfer fee for us, about 20 million. So I know it's not compared to the big boys, but for us it's a lot of money, and
We don't want it. It's all right.
and he's got bags of talent. It's going to take him a little time to get going, but he'll get there eventually, I think. We've got Hickey at right back as well, coming in from Bologna. I know a couple of teams were looking at him as well. I know Arsenal were looking at him as well. So
Isn't that normally a clear sign to steer clear of it?
but no,
So overall, you're happy?
very happy.
Big loss
What
for
about
Ericsson,
players?
right?
Yeah.
You know?
A lot of people go on about the Ericsson thing, but I feel like he helped us and we helped him. So we gave him a route back into the Prem, and he
went there because your manager's
he's Danish as well. We've got a lot of Danish influence in the club, and
It's like us in Portugal.
Yeah, exactly. So
Who's Brentford is Portugal versus Denmark.
He helped us get through a rough patch midway through the last next.
Yeah, it's sad, but you knew he was always going to look for.
Yeah, well, I mean, we can't like compete with 200k a week and 10 million signing on fee that Man U are giving him. So
and that potential Champions League.
And that potential Champions League that Man U are
Are you
promising.
sure he doesn't want to be in a relegation battle?
Well, no. To be honest, I think I can speak on behalf of most Brentford fans and say that we wish him the best, really.
All right. Well, Fulham. I know there's been a couple. You've had Pereira. Paulinho.
I'm looking forward to Paulinho. Thanks, mate. Sorry about that. But yeah, Pereira, I don't know.
He's
I
Playing
don't
for
know.
Man United, he did alright.
Yeah, he's
He's been in Brazil, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's just come back from loan in Brazil,
Well,
so
the fact that people were thanking us for buying him.
they might say
It's
something.
not good. A lot of comments on Instagram saying, "Oh, I hope look after him because we don't want him back." But you never know, he might be a superstar for us. Like I said, I would like more centre back. I've never been confident in our defence.
Yeah, I think you need to.
We had a great season last season. Not a lot of goals conceded. We had a few sticky patches, but it wasn't that bad. But the
Premier League
season we had,
the quality of
was
striker is
awful.
completely different.
But that's another thing I'm worried about. We've got Mitrovic, but if he gets injured or he doesn't show,
You've got no one.
there's no one there.
Even if you do have him, he's not going to get
Yeah,
double digits.
I don't. He didn't. Well, I can't remember what he got last Prem. It wasn't
It was like 8.
8,
Yeah,
7.
Single figures.
Remember, he scored the weird, like, sort of dodgy from the floor header against Tottenham, and I thought, oh, he's gonna have a golden season, but no.
Is
The
there
following year, though, when he's back in the Championship.
Yeah, he's going to be.
But
a
then,
star
the
player.
thing is, that last season was
No, I was going to say, is there anything in the fact that he scored so many goals last season, ridiculous number of goals, that perhaps maybe that can translate into?
I hope so. Because that
It
last
needs to.
season was honestly, it has to. There's no other thing. We don't have anyone to fall back on, which is, I mean, we've got good signings. We're on right back. We needed to strengthen. We've lost Adoy. Not that Adoy was great, but I'll never forget the Cottage goal. Oh my God, is it Derby? Yeah.
Derby County.
Derby County is the Sessegnon corner to the nice little flick. He's the shortest guy on the pitch, and I'm going to miss him.
But so you say you just need someone sure up at the back.
Pretty much, we need centre back. We need centre back as possible. New striker signing, but we lost Carvalho, which
Alright.
it sucks.
Well, let's now collectively come together and see if we can predict the top 7 coming the end of the season. So what we'll do is we'll start with 7th and we'll work our way up. So I know you guys have written a few notes down. Is there anyone who wants to start off who will be
Easy,
7th?
Liverpool winning.
No, we're going to go 7th
Seventh?
first. 7th first.
I'm
So
gonna
we're
say-
going
I'm actually
to
gonna
go
say-
Conference League. Who
I'm
are
going
we
to
going
Newcastle.
Yeah.
You're going to go Newcastle?
Yeah,
Okay.
Newcastle.
No.
Why? Just because of the money?
All the way they've got, like, if you look at, say, from January after we got the new owners and the players they brought in, from the second half of the season, they had the second most amount of points after Liverpool.
Yeah,
But I
but that's
don't-
You don't think we need another whole season?
What signings,
No,
what
they-
signings of Newcastle made?
not.
I mean, I know they're in for Madison, it looks like. I think
Madison,
they're
Yeah,
better.
Madison
Which would be a good signing.
turned
if they
down
could do-
earlier by Leicester.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
The manager
What
doesn't
else
know
have
how
we-
to play a system to stop goals going in. Like watching him at Bournemouth. Yeah, Bournemouth always look good with him. Like Eddie's a great manager, but he's not going to. He doesn't know how to stop goals going in the back of the net. Like
I think
they'll be
it's a
playing
different
great
kettle of
football.
fish
They'll
right
look
now.
so good.
At Newcastle, I think he's got the facilities around him. I know they took a guy from Liverpool, one of the video analyst guys from Liverpool, and he's been made like chief analysis at Newcastle, but he wasn't at Liverpool, but supposedly he was one of the best ones, but there were people above him.
I think it's going to come down to whether they keep Callum Wilson fit. In my opinion,
Yeah,
I think he's such an
true.
underrated striker.
Which is again going back to Bournemouth when they were in the Prem first time. No,
Well, yeah.
If Callum Wilson was fit, they were scoring the goals.
Yeah.
But we've had that before with Sturridge at Liverpool.
Yeah.
If he was fit, goals.
I don't think they're going to sort of finish up the top and be challenging for the top
definitely
competitions. But I think 7th, I'd say they've got a chance of being in there because they're going to
Okay.
I think destroy some. They're going to destroy the newly promoted teams, destroy those teams that are in the bottom half all the time, like Brentford, Villa, Palace, and that. But the top ones, so a couple of sort of odd wins and draws.
Yeah.
7th could be doable.
The thing is, I think West Ham will take that.
Is that
Yeah,
who
I
else?
was gonna
Who
say
else
West
says
Ham.
7th? You guys say West Ham?
I was gonna go West Ham.
You think they're yeah? So
I
that's
think
when they
West Ham
finish.
might get 8th,
They
which
finished
is
that
big
this year, didn't
score
they?
for them, but it's got to be West
I
Ham.
think Newcastle's home form will probably be the key for them because St James's Park now, compared to what it has
It's
been,
rocking,
it's
yeah.
rocking. Like
Yeah.
the atmosphere is so good now. There's such a good vibe around the club.
I don't think West Ham though. West Ham with the fact that they've got experience now.
But
doing
what
the Europa League,
they've signed that striker now.
Smaka, is it?
Yeah, so
Well, that's why I've got West Ham being way up there.
Alright, so
Oh, you think even?
we're going to go for a vote. I think it's going to be West Ham. We've got 4
I think
West
West
Ham.
Ham.
So we're going to say West Ham 7th. So let's move on to 6th. So that's the second Europa League spot. Anyone take the field West?
I'm going to go Man U.
Man U,
You're going to say Man U, really?
Yeah, I've got
So I
Man
don't
U as
think.
well.
I just
Ten Hag is going to do a job.
that Ten Hag is a great manager, and I think we can all see that through their pre-season. They have changed completely.
Do you think it's a transition?
I think it's a transition season. I think even though
They've had that since Ferguson.
but they've got Martial and Rashford coming back, and
They've made some good signings.
They have made decent signings, but I just think it's just going to take a year for them to all gel together.
Yeah, but what's the news with Ronaldo? Like, how's he?
Maybe they can't get rid of him.
They can't.
Yeah.
He wants to go.
They can't get rid of him.
No one wants him because they've offered him so much money to sort of go there that no one can afford to take him, and he wants to at least go to a Champions League club.
But where can he go?
Didn't he get some crazy offer from like
Well,
Saudi
he got-
Arabia?
he got-
But he wants-
and he's turned it down.
The reason why he doesn't want to stay,
He doesn't need the money.
is because he wants to win. He wants to
He wants
challenge for the
trophies.
Champions League.
Yeah, it's not like Oscar when he went off to China.
Oh, yeah,
to get
yeah,
loads of
no.
money
No.
from you guys.
Yeah, but that's the thing.
He
Like,
wants to
and why
play
did he
and
ever
win.
go back to United? Like, if he wants to win Champions League,
Yeah, this is
he
true.
should have
This
realised
is a
it's
fair
not
point.
right.
Exactly the same as Sterling going to Chelsea. If he wants to win the Champions League, it's on the wrong way.
So all collectively agree Man United 6th, yeah?
Yeah.
So Man United,
Six.
so we're going to go 6th, Manchester United. Alright, so who's going to be 5th?
Arsenal.
You think
Spurs.
Arsenal?
Nope. It's got to be Spurs.
West Ham.
It's
Well,
got
we can't do West Ham.
I think it's West Ham. Arsenal aren't going to do it. Yeah. Last year, sort of, I'd say, see them having that documentary, sort of all or nothing being on them. Sort of, you would think, okay, we're going to actually sort of try this year. It's going to be an absolute embarrassment, and they did not do well last year.
I think anything.
No, sorry. After the season they had the year before, they did fantastic. They were 10th, and they've come back to being in the top 4, 5. Like,
6.
but at that point, it's all about the same, isn't it? Though you're in the ballpark. They're all around the same points as Chelsea, Spurs.
Our teams were
They're looking
significantly
at it.
better. Our teams were significantly better than Arsenal last year, and they were fantastic, and especially in the latter part of last season. And they did tremendously well. I know they just missed out on top 4, but they should
did
have
beat
been
us
there.
twice in a month.
But they shouldn't have been there.
Points off.
They shouldn't have been there. If you said that at the beginning of last season, where would Arsenal finish? You would probably have said 6th place or something around that. You wouldn't have said
I'd say
challenging
8.
for top
Honestly, I
You
remember
might
talking
even
to
go
our.
further.
We've
Might
got
even
mates
go
that support
further.
Arsenal. They were not expecting anything last season.
But that's
So-
the benefit of not having Europe.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So we all think Arsenal will be 5th.
I think they've recruited really well this
Yeah,
season.
yeah, cool.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, obviously the signing of Jesus is
Jesus,
one of
Sancho
those.
is a good signing.
And Saka, you can't not. He's a fantastic player.
Yeah.
Like,
Alright, so we're going to go 5th Arsenal. So let's move on to the top 4 now. So the first Champions League spot.
I'm going to say Spurs.
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 Wolves, mate.
Nope.
So Spurs, do you think they've recruited pretty well again?
They've done really well. Their
Very
forward line
consistent.
looks fantastic.
Who have they got in Perisic? They've got Richarlison.
Richarlison, which
Basuma.
looks great.
Yeah, that's
I
right.
think Charlton for them is
Basuma's a
great.
great signing as well.
With the rumours about them getting San Maximum, I think that'd be a bad sign for them. It's like Adebayor was back in the day.
Yeah.
So
They don't need
that's the wrong way for them to be
Yeah.
going. Charleston's like the way they want to be.
The only problem with Spurs is I'm not sure about their defence still. You know, they've got Dyer at the back.
Do they have Romero?
Yeah,
still?
Is there the- yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
They've just sold Ron Rodon, haven't they?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
never played for them, so I don't.
They probably do need someone else.
So, yeah,
I know
so
it's
I
one of
think
these
they're.
things. They've definitely got defenders that on their day can perform something. What's it?
But see, they're
Bailey's, Dice,
inconsistent.
and that's it. Inconsistent back.
Romero's quality.
He's a class centre back. Yeah.
Because their days
Well, they
were-
proved it against us when we played them.
Yeah.
Like we should have won
Yeah.
those games.
Yeah.
And
And they got the double against City last year as well.
They're just inconsistent, aren't they? They do it against big teams, but they don't do it against small teams. So they can get
That'll be
that
their,
right.
that'll be their
Yeah.
downfall.
it's almost like watching us.
Well,
like,
yeah.
years back in it.
Their bogey team was Burnley and they're now gone, so I guess
Well,
that's
there
2
you go.
The
games.
thing I don't understand is the signing of Richarlison. Although I think he's a good striker,
They didn't,
I
they
don't
didn't
really
really
see
get
it.
anything.
As a squad player though, and someone to bring in, you know, you're going to have so many games to play,
Yeah,
especially
okay.
being Champions League. I think it's
Yeah,
a good
but
addition to their.
Do you want
But that
to
means
spend
change-
50 million on a player?
Yeah, 50 million on a 7-year strike.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's
Does that mean
for
they're gonna take
tax
Kane
and
now?
player.
Do you know?
Like, you're
Well,
always-
yeah, but
To be
also
fair,
they get
if we
injured all the
signed him,
time. Both
I don't
Son
think I
and
can blame
Harry
him.
Kane.
Well, that's good. We've
Goals.
collectively come together to Spurs 4th, so that really means there's only going to be one.
Chelsea's third.
Right, so Spurs 4th, we'll say Chelsea 3rd, but we don't think Chelsea.
I just think we haven't.
You're not quite there,
We're
but
not
you're
quite
getting
there.
good enough in the top.
It's
four.
like Man U, it's a transition season.
It's no, but it is. but
Transition
also-
decade.
But also, we've probably slightly improved from in terms of as Mikey said, you know, forward line. Sterling's an upgrade on
Yeah.
Lukaku. Koulibaly's perhaps maybe an upgrade on Rudiger. but we've lost some key defenders as well. And I think
And it's also
we're
new
probably
ownership.
going-
That's always going to
Yeah.
challenge us.
and if we get in, we can't have Thiago playing every game. You know, he's too old, and you know, he just can't do it.
Plus, it's a new owner. You want to see
And it's
sort
a
of
new
how much
owner. Yeah, exactly.
pressure.
So there's a
it
lot. There's a
actually
lot of
have in
things.
day-to-day management of the club.
Yeah.
Exactly. There's a lot of things happening. I think third place is probably where.
I don't buy that whole new owner thing. Like for me, a new owner's shouldn't affect the
Yeah,
players.
but you say that,
Newcastle.
Yeah, but that's different. It's in
Todd Bowley,
there.
though. Todd Bowley
New owner, new
is.
manager, new everything.
Todd Bowley's doing everything. It seems to be. He's sporting director. He's looking at the transfers and so forth. And although he is a very experienced business person, and he's done that in America with his teams out there, European football is very different, isn't it? And he's been burnt a bit with Condé and you know, some other you know, signings that he's trying to go for and hasn't quite got over the line.
Rafinha.
So I think, yeah, Rafinha, exactly. So you know, there's examples of that. So basically, Barcelona, basically. Barcelona.
So we'll say Chelsea third.
Yeah.
So that really leaves the top two now.
Yeah.
So
This
I
might be
guess-
where it's the most.
This is where we'll like have a divide. So obviously, Mikey and Ali. I'm trying to stay impartial, but
You
yeah,
guys are going City, surely, yeah?
I think.
They should be. They're City going to win it.
They should be there.
So you're going to say City?
See, I think it's going to be close. I think it'll be like sort of similar to previous seasons.
I
Like
think it
two-
depends on
two,
how
three
City
po-
go in the Champions League. If they really want to win the Champions League, I think they'll mess up in
That's a
French.
That's a good point.
It's fine, we'll beat them out.
Yeah.
So, Joe, what are you going to say?
I think City. I think City are.
I think City are going to edge it.
I think, yeah, like what Luke said, I think they will. They always are a bit of a slow starter in the league, but they get momentum and they
They've
get
lost a few
runs.
signings though, and
They have, but I think that
Should have
shows.
sprained some.
It should, yeah, but I think it shows the strength of that they feel confident enough to, you know, sell Sterling to to Chelsea, sell Jesus to.
Well, I think they lost.
Zinchenko.
They lost.
Ake was.
I probably pay left. The only thing is, they don't really have a left back.
They don't. That's
Cancelo's
always.
playing there.
That's always. They need to get that kind of.
That's why they're trying to go for Cooper.
Yeah,
They probably will get him to be fair.
They'll
He's a
yeah.
great player.
Yeah.
Like they did lose some players. Like last year, sort of April was there. I think the teams they were playing was the hardest month. They had Atletico, they had Real Madrid twice, they had you guys, and Greece only played I think 46 minutes over those 5 games.
Yeah.
And they
Yeah,
bought
which
100
just shows
million.
how good he is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're getting rid of sort of those, getting rid of the players that they've got, and sort of bringing in Phillips, bringing in Haaland as well. I think
He's
you know,
going to be fantastic.
Yeah, he's going to be.
He's going to score. Certainly got. You
I
saw.
can't wait for him to get a double hat trick against Fulham.
Well, to be honest, I mean, I put Fulham second.
All right, so we'll go around this way. We'll see Liverpool here. Chizzy and Scott.
Liverpool.
You going to say Liverpool?
Yeah, I'm gonna say City.
You're going to say City?
Oh, got split.
So there is a bit of a split, but I guess that comes down to me with the deciding vote. So,
No bias, no bias.
No bias, no bias. No, but I do think
Oh, City.
Liverpool will win it. I do think we will, just because we were so close last year. We've won everything now, so we're going to go for the league properly this time. So I think I'm going to say Liverpool. It'll be close, but I'm going to say
To be
Liverpool.
fair, it could go either way.
Yeah.
Well, I think
It'll come down. It'll come down, I believe, to the Liverpool
Head-to-head.
and City.
Yeah.
Yeah, both
I don't
games
think
on.
that. I think it's going to come down to both Liverpool and City. We could get draws there, so it's going to be looking at the other top 4 clubs that you've played.
But
I think
last year, I
City
think
lost to
I think
we
Ed said you're
drew.
right. I think
last year, I think both games were what 2-2.
Yeah.
Both of them, both draws. If one of you sort of had won that, then
Yeah, but it changed
it.
it to
One of those games.
If you'd have won one of those
But
games out of 2 of
but
those,
it comes
you'd
back
won
to
it.
the same thing that we've always said with Liverpool. It's never been about if we just won that game. It's always been like a consecutive games. We always draw too many when we do the league.
Yeah.
We get 90 points and we just draw too many games. It's not about losing, it's draws.
It didn't help that you drew 3-3 with us
Do you
last
think-
year.
Painful.
Yeah.
How many points do you think you need to get to win the league this year?
Hundreds,
Yeah.
easy.
It's not in there, so
Well, I'm
Yeah.
saying that, so you're only losing 1 game a season basically. So
Yeah.
head to head. So if you get
But again,
Against
losing
City.
1 game, but how many did we draw? I think it was 4.
Yeah.
Like, it was too many. Because it was Chelsea, Tottenham,
Yeah.
and City. So that's 6 draws.
Yeah, too many draws, I think it was. Anyway, so we're going to conclude. So we're going to say, in reversal, we're going to go West Ham, we're going to go Man United, we're going to go Arsenal, Spurs, Chelsea, City, and then
got
Liverpool.
that bang on.
So we're all happy with that?
Yeah.
All going to be happy with that? Good. Let's talk about the bottom 3. So yeah, it's really open. It's not a case of who finishes where. Bottom three, who do you think?
I'm going to
We'll start on this side, start on this table. Go to this table. Just all you guys talk who you think's going to go
18th,
down.
19th, 20th.
So 18th.
I mean, it doesn't really have to be 18, 19, 20, just bottom three.
I've got
Yeah.
I've got Fulham.
It's expected.
I've got Fulham, Brentford, and then I've also stuck in Everton.
Still in there.
Sorry,
What about Bournemouth?
sorry, Bournemouth.
I was going to say,
Oh,
yeah.
I was about to say.
Sorry.
Fulham, Everton, and Bournemouth. And
Fulham, Everton, and Bournemouth.
who have
Yeah.
you gone for, Luke?
I've gone for Leeds.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, Leeds were bottom.
Yeah.
Dreadful.
You think they've made a couple of good signings?
Yeah, but it's all,
they lost
but like,
Mr.
you know,
Fabinho,
if you've got
Phillips.
£30 million, you buy one
They
£30
keep
million
players.
player, that's
It's a
something.
big
If you've got
loss.
30 million, you buy 8 players, that's all worth £4 million each.
Sound like
There's a
Brentford.
lot more about a club.
So you think what? You
I've
think they'll be
got-
rock bottom?
I think they're going to be sort of there, rock bottom on 19th. I've got them,
And you got them and
Bournemouth as well, and Forest.
Forest
Yeah.
Gump.
I think the pressure of it as a club, from where they used to be sort of back in the 80s, sort of high flying in the league. First time back in the Prem, I think it's going to hit them.
I think they've had a good season last season, I think, and they've made really good signings. They've not just made sort of like random. They've made, even Williams from Liverpool, Nico Williams. They've made Lingard, that keeper from United, Henderson.
Yeah.
Henderson on loan.
Sorry,
Yeah.
that is hilarious.
I can see you've gone for Leeds and Bournemouth as well.
What a sign.
Leeds and Bournemouth. I think Bournemouth. They just they haven't done
They've not
enough.
done anything, really.
They've done no signings.
I've
They're
not
a
heard
championship players, to be fair.
Yeah.
And usually when you go into a season like that, you tend to go straight.
And the league on facilities.
Yeah.
So you think Fulham and Brentford will fly out?
But yeah, I think it'll be between you guys.
I hope so. We've got a good track record.
But
Not recently.
if you had to push me though, I think perhaps Fulham might go down.
Okay. Ali, what do you think?
Well, like Everton last season,
Yeah. geez.
They'll be there.
love the derby. I love Merseyside derbies. They are always fantastic, mainly because we win.
Yeah.
Like we have now beaten Everton more times at their own ground than they've won. Like that is just. But last season they were in freefall. I don't know if they can stay up, but like the guys were saying, Fulham coming up. Okay, they've made new signings. It'll be interesting to see how it goes, but you're not sure where the goals are coming from. Bournemouth, I know from talking to people around where my dad's living, they can't finish the ball. Even like looking at them in the Championship, Fulham were so much better. Like if anyone out of those guys coming up is going to stay, it's got to be Fulham.
Yeah, Fulham scored.
But even then, I don't think they will. So it's going to be anyone that's come up. It's going to happen.
What do you think?
Obviously
not Brentford.
Obviously not Brentford. No. I'm thinking that Bournemouth are just going to be rock bottom. I don't think they've made good enough signings, and I don't think you can rely on Dominic Solanke to score goals in the Premier League. I just don't think he's a
So you've gone
And then
your rivals.
And then I'm going to have to put Fulham down there. So I'm saying Fulham. I just don't think Mitrovic is going to get the goals, and the fact that you've got Tim Ream at the back, it just says it all. It's just like he's just not a good centre back. He's just not a good centre back.
So have you put Fulham to go down?
I haven't.
No?
No. I'm
Okay.
going to be nice to myself. I've got Leeds in there. I've got Bournemouth and I've got Forest.
Okay.
I mean, positive bit Everton. Their season last year was a bit on ice.
They've lost key players as well.
Everton, sort of the past decade, have been a top half of the table side, and then for their fans to do a pitch invasion because they're staying up.
Yeah.
That's like that is a
Twice
quite
they did pitch invasions. It was bad.
So Absolutely. So let's all come together now and decide the bottom three. So we all agree on Bournemouth.
Bournemouth.
We all agree on
Yeah.
Leeds.
19
Right, so should we say?
Say Leeds.
Leeds.
Do you think Leeds?
I reckon.
How many votes for Leeds?
I don't want them to go down.
Hands for Leeds.
No, I don't want them to go down either. They're a classic club.
I want them to go down to a classic club.
Got 1, 2. Anyone else for Leeds?
No.
I've got to say, yeah.
Yeah. So we'll say Leeds, and that leaves the final one. So it's either Fulham, Nottingham Forest, or Everton.
I think it's going to be like one of those ones where it's like
Fulham.
like the last season where like the teams were going out and out. It'll be between
I don't-
those
I don't-
three.
That's the thing. I think
It'll be a
if we've
scrap,
got
I
to
think.
pick between Fulham or Forest going down,
It's a
Forest.
tough one. I think I'd say.
I think they've recruited really well.
Lingard's going to be a fantastic. I think they might. in a different way to.
I don't know. I think that will
the
be
Catalans.
the signing that sinks him.
Give him time, okay? He's a promising up-and-coming
Yeah,
player.
he's a young and up-and-coming
Okay, so
player.
let's do the
Is
third.
that what his agent was saying?
Right, let's do a show of hands. Who thinks Fulham? 1, 2, 3. And who thinks Forest? Right, so it comes down to me again. I think Fulham have got a bit of Premier League experience. Forest don't have it at all. So
They're doing the signings.
They do,
But
but
they're going
then,
down, but their
And we got
experience
rid of
is going
Scott
down.
Hart.
yeah. So
They got the old League One experience, though.
I think probably have to go Fulham. I think.
Oh, thanks.
I think Fulham will go down.
I think
I don't think they got enough at
they've got
strength
momentum
in the
That's it.
middle and at the back to really.
That's what's worrying.
Yeah, I think Forest will do slightly better. Their home ground, their home support is.
The worst
But
thing about,
relying
the
on
worst thing
Lingard.
about Fulham,
Let's just
though, is
remember that they're relying on a
But
guy.
Lingard, you know, when he was at West Ham,
He was amazing.
He was fantastic.
Yeah.
If he does,
They've still got some
Yeah,
good players.
fair,
They've
fair.
got Brennan Johnson. You know, they've got some good
What's
core
the worst
players
thing with
there.
Fulham, though, is that they finished top of the Championship.
Yeah,
That's
And having
the
seen for the past 4 years, that means that your
That's
first
right.
match of the Premier League has to be against Liverpool.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
It's gonna be a tough one.
And you've got to think about it. If Fulham and Forest did play each other, who's winning it? Forest. You'd probably say Forest. So in that regards.
I would say.
Yeah,
Right, so
if it's at Forest, yeah.
Okay, so we're going to conclude and we're going to say
Fulham,
Fulham, Bournemouth. Right, so yeah, I think we're all happy with that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, well, looks like everyone's drinks are basically empty, so we're going to have to conclude on that note. So thank you very much for watching. Please do give us a thumbs up and please subscribe for more. Our next episode will be with our very own Mikey, who's going to be doing game week 1 of the Premier League season, so we'll be going through the fixtures of that week. And yes, thanks for watching and we'll see you soon.
And more refreshing drinks, Royal Oak.